which mar the chosen one, bring many sons to glory. Behold the man upon a cross, my sin upon his shoulders. Ashamed, I hear my mocking voice call out among the scoffers.
How deep is the Father's love? We've seen God's love manifested in the lives of our family, friends, community, and most importantly, in each of us. We're called by Him to be transformed, to be like Christ. That call of transformation is nothing new. His love has transformed our lives for generations, and it transforms us now. On this spot, what's nothing more than a weed-choked field along a two-lane country road on the outskirts of town, under a lone mesquite tree, 4 elders stood with a dream and a vision of what could be. They envisioned a part of Abilene that could someday be filled with new neighborhoods, new families, and new businesses. That was real vision. These men felt God's call to leave a comfortable place in which they were ministering and to take steps to secure our future here at Southern Hills. All this we see today is a result of a generation that loved, labored, and sacrificed. Many even signed personal notes to secure the place that we now call our church home. In the next few minutes, you will hear some powerful, powerful stories. Stories of how we at Southern Hills are being transformed by our Father's love. How we seek to share that love with others. And if we open our hearts, if we allow Him to work through us, how He will continue to transform generations yet to be born.
How many of you have done a crossword puzzle with your first grade teacher? Okay, let's practice doing one together, okay? Now, he wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. Do y'all remember us talking about who wrote the first 5 books?
No.
Well, okay, look down there at your word bank and see if you see a clue. Look at your word bank. There's beginning, 5, Genesis, Leviticus, or Moses. You got it. It's Moses.
It's great to be a part of the Southern Hills family and be part of our family right now. As we think about transforming, we think about the change that God wants to make in each one of us. It doesn't matter if a child is 3 years old, if a child is going into middle school, if he or she is a junior in high school. We want to connect them with people and connect them with a God that changes them from the inside out.
We've been shown at Southern Hills that our children are going to see from the leadership down that Jesus is the main focus and everything else comes after that. And so the youth does a great job of supplying them with tools to help us, show them that and to show their friends that and to get their relationships close in the youth, all the way down from our sophomore down to our second grader. I think they're shown that all the time, that's important and that Jesus is the main reason that we come together.
Growing up in the Southern Hills Youth Group was really a great stepping stone in my life, I think. There were just so many people that encouraged me to get involved in all the events that went on, and it was just awesome to meet new people there and to just see how much we had in common. Being part of a youth group helped me so much to take what I learned and felt at church out into the real world at my school where things weren't as easy. I had that accountability factor, knowing that people were cheering me on, getting ready to be a missionary even at my school.
When we talk about transforming, I'm reminded of a Bible study that I was a part of. Denisha Hubbard had a Bible study that I was a part of for 3 years, and what she did is she invited people that she met at Baskin-Robbins, Walmart, and whatever, and we came and we met in this back room, and they came from all walks of life, and she put a little sticker on the side of our Bible one day, and it was a little butterfly, and she said, "We're all a cocoon at one time, and when we bud out of that cocoon, we become a beautiful butterfly and we transform into something God wanted us to be in the first place." So no matter how we get here, whether you've gone to church all your life, whether you've just come today, you're going to be transformed by the mix of people that are there.
One of the great things about Southern Hills historically is we've not just been about doing church. We're not about building buildings for the sake of building buildings. We're not about adding staff for the sake of having large staff. We're about getting in people's lives and making a difference. We've worked very hard. Gary and Francis Green and the University Committee have worked extremely hard to have community among our university students where they have life groups and they have opportunity to be involved in ministry and they have accountability groups and they pray together. But I think in a larger scale, our university students really have experienced transgenerational Christianity. I remember the time we have gathered around in the auditorium on Wednesday night and prayed for people that are much older than them, and they've seen and been able to experience that sense of that we're all in this together and that it is a community and that they are vital to this family.
When you see God working in your life and you feel God working in your life and you take off in many directions, there's no better feeling than feeling like you've got His power and His arms wrapped around you to do anything that you need to do in life. Because it's Him. It's Him. There's no other credit we can give it to. And He puts in people's hearts and in people's minds and in people's hugs, He puts that in them to help transform me, for instance, and you can pass that on to help transform someone else.
It's called We Are the Sermon, and it's a program where several local churches unite to clean up the community. K-Texas reporter Jennifer Saucedo tells us about today's mission and how it surpassed last year's cleanup relief.
Their mission is simple.
The goal at the end of the day is just to help some folks that need some help.
Help them by building 15 handicap ramps, painting 35 homes, gathering brush and leaves, all in one day.
Someone said recently that one of the more dangerous prayers you can pray is, "Lord, disturb me." And I've thought about that prayer. I've thought about what it would be to pray that prayer in regard to our community. Lord, disturb me, disturb us. What are the things in our community that would touch the heart of God? I believe there are things similar to what we've done. Our Jesus parties, where we reach out to people who don't get invited to parties. The people that I believe Jesus would invite to parties. We've done things like We Are the Sermon Day, which allows us to get out and be among our community in ways that are very tangible, that are real. People can see us going out and putting flesh on being Jesus. It's things like Extravaganza, Celebration Sunday, Balloon Fest, Crosswalk Day, when we go and we provide school supplies to children in our community. And those are the things that I believe we pray for God to disturb us with. Someone asked me recently, they said, where do you go to church? And my response was, I'm a part of the Southern Hills Church. And they said, "Oh, I know about that church." That's the church that helps people.
When we say we are the sermon, what we actually do is, instead of sitting in the auditorium
And listening to a sermon, listening to Phil or whomever preach a sermon, we go out and by our service acts actually preach the sermon by helping other people. We include a lot of members from our church and other churches in the area, and we involve them and their families in reaching out to other people and doing simple things like mowing lawns, painting houses, building some wheelchair ramps, and then also we just talk with them, pray with them, and invite them to come to church with us and to know Jesus.
The front porch at Southern Hills, it starts in Jerusalem, which is Abilene right here, and it goes throughout the entire world. We have an inner city ministry that we work with, New Life, and we're looking at expanding that inner city ministry here in Abilene with another church to make it even more vibrant than it is. And we have people and we have missionaries in China, we have groups that we send to Africa, South America, Central America, and then right here in the States in Portland, Oregon, as well as Denver, we have missionaries that we support. And we have members going to encourage them and to be a part of their work as well each year. I think missions is a vibrant part of Southern Hills, and it fits in great with our vision of sharing God's grace through the church, through the community, and through this world. And I think sharing is just a natural part of our lives since God has given us so much. It's a way for us to communicate back our faith, our love for Jesus to a lost world.
But one of the things that happens with us at Southern Hills, you have so many different ways of looking at things, and the preachers, elders, all are looking out from the front porch, looking for someone. Last week, it was a matter of looking out the back porch and working with people of the community.
I continually am amazed at this because you'll get busy with whatever you're doing at a certain point in your life, and then maybe it'll be a teaching from the pulpit, and it will cause you to really think, this is what God really wants us to do, which is what has happened at Southern Hills recently. It's fine for us to have our fellowship here together and enjoy each other, but God's focus for us from the beginning was to reach out to others and to find the unloved and the uncared for. And that's a transformation that's happening in our congregation now.
Transforming Community Vision is a fantastic vision that our elders and leadership have come up with. But at the base, at the root of those words, are the words forming unity. And Southern Hills is a church that must come together and follow this vision that the eldership has set before us so that we can truly reach out and become that transforming community. I feel like God is doing some great things, and God continues to search throughout His world, looking for a community that's willing to come together and exhibit their faith in this world.
God wants us to be involved in this campaign because we need to reach out to other people. There are people that are hurting out there, and there are opportunities in everything we do, whether it's at work or whether it's in a social environment around town, or whether it's someone we come in contact with that is going to go out beyond the boundaries of Abilene or beyond the boundaries of Texas or the United States.
I think the big question is, what is the this we're doing? And for me, the this is really tuning the heart of our church around a vision, inviting, including, and involving others in the life of Jesus as God's community front porch. And everything else has to flow out of that sense of understanding.
It is not about a building project. It is not about a community center or a youth center or a foyer. It's about connecting people. And those facilities simply help us to do that in a way that's more effective. We have to reach out to the community. We have to reach out to people beyond those that come into our doors every Sunday or every Wednesday. We have to reach out to people who think differently than we do, speak differently than we do, have different experiences or different backgrounds than we have, and we have to figure out how to connect with them.
How do you become comfortable with opening up the door to folks that you don't know where that relationship's going to take you? That's a really important question, and it's really the Jesus question. You open up the Gospels, and that's what made Jesus scary to religious people. And so if we're not a little bit scared about where that's going to lead us, we're probably not being honest with what God's calling us to do. The flip side of that is we're never going to experience the real Jesus until we open ourselves up. He said, "You'll see me in those faces. You'll experience me in the ministry you do. You'll be doing to me and for me. And so you'll meet me in that place."
We have to address the heart in order to reach out. If you look in Acts 1, Jesus was telling the disciples just before his ascension, he was talking about reaching out to Jerusalem and all of Judea and all of Samaria and to the ends of the earth. Well, we want to do that. Being a community front porch is not an issue of geography. It's an issue of the entire world. It opens up all of those things that Jesus described in Acts 1.
My plea in all of this sense of vision is that whether it's the building or it's the harvest missions element or whether it's the vision itself or it's simply being in prayer for what God's calling us to do, my prayer is that we can see the call of Jesus to be one in this and pursue that with passion and do it with the intention of reaching people in our community so that they will know that God sent the Son, that Jesus came for them.
Just as those four elders stood beneath the mesquite tree nearly half a century ago, the Southern Hills elders today are at a very similar crossroads. We have a vision for our future. That is a vision to be God's community front porch, and we need your help. We intend to follow in the footsteps of those who went before by willingly transforming our community, one precious soul at a time. To meet those challenges, we're going to undertake the largest financial effort in Southern Hills history. It won't be easy, and it won't be quick, but it will be worth it to those that we encounter in our community. It'll be worth it to those who come behind us. I'm reminded of the words of Moses when Moses spoke to the children of Israel in Deuteronomy chapter 6, when he said, "When the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that he would give you a land with large and beautiful cities that you did not build, houses full of every good thing that you did not fill them with, wells dug that you did not dig, and vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant. And when you eat and are satisfied, be careful not to forget the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of slavery." At Southern Hills, many of us gather on property that we did not purchase. We worship in buildings that we did not build. We enjoy the safe and comfortable surroundings many of us did not provide. We have many blessings at our disposal, and it's because of faithful, visionary, and committed members who came before us. Now it is our turn. Are we going to take up this vision, expand it, and embrace this heritage? Only you can answer that question. Only you can decide if you will answer his call. Emotionally today, we stand under the same tree and gaze into the future. It is our turn to plant and to water for the next generation. This is our mesquite tree moment. Will you join us in faithfully casting a vision for those coming after us?
Behold, he comes, riding on clouds, shining.